Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's John Eads and we're back on the Oregon State Dynasty today. This isn't the episode that's going to be coming up next here. I just wanted to do this before. I haven't done like any recruiting so far this year, and I like to do them in my videos, but then the first part of them is always like 15-20 minutes, and people come to watch the games usually, and they don't really care about. Some people care, some people don't. So I think what I'm going to start doing is doing separate recruiting from the game, so I can just get right into the game and everything about it. And then if you really like these recruiting episodes, I'm going to post them as well in the playlist. They're not going to be like an official episode. But in games where we have recruits visiting or commits, those are big things. I will put those in the actual episodes. But if you really like recruiting and you want to get better, learn some tips maybe, or just like to sit and see how I do things and how I like to run the recruiting side of this whole thing, this is for you. So we're coming off a win over Boise State, 73-10, and I've been recruiting just like off screen. But today I'll give you guys a little look into what we do. It is a bye week. We got recruits ready to visit. We got a head coach upgrade, but I'll probably take care of that in the next little week here. So let's take a look at our board right now. Off the bat, I'll show you right here. We have 11 spots available, and here's the thing. It's going to say 13, right? If you want to know how many spots you have available, unless you just like cutting the worst recruits you bring in, which is up to you, but I don't like to do that personally. So see down here under seniors at the bottom, says there's 13 of them. So usually that means there's 13 going out the door, so you're going to have 13 spots available, right? But this year what I did is I redshirted 2 seniors, Ryan Reynolds, a running back, and then Jamal Bell, my tight end. So in that sense, I have 11 available spots because they're going to be back next year, right? Assuming they don't go pro or transfer, which I'm going to plan on them being back. So that means I have 11 spots available instead of 13. And I, look at team needs here as well. I need a fullback. That's all it says. But I mean, going through, looking at the depth I have and the guys leaving, I need the fullback, of course. I need a wideout. My depth is very thin. I just brought in 2 recruits last year that were receivers, and they're already playing big minutes because we have 6 receivers, and one of them got injured for 5 weeks in the first game. So my tight end's playing in some sets. It's not good. I need a tackle. I wouldn't mind getting another guard. I need a defensive end, a middle linebacker, a corner, and a strong safety. And why I say that is because I see that I have some seniors leaving, and then I have 1 or 2 guys behind. That's it. Or I have like no freshmen in that category in some cases, or I just don't really like the prestige of the position, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to boost up the depth, maybe the talent as well. But let me get into it here. So here's who we have on our board. Wow, we're starting to slip on my guy here. So I like to keep it realistic. I know that Oregon State rarely gets 5 stars, if ever, and they don't get that many 4 stars. So what I like to do is find those gem 3-star prospects, find them, recruit them, develop them, bring them in, and then have those be the guys that are making up my roster for the most part. Sometimes I get some 4 stars. I have like 3 5 stars on my roster, I'd say. So yeah, mainly what I like to do is go after 3 and 4s. But if you're a 5-star and you're from the West Coast and you have me in your top 5 off the bat and you really feel in our school, I'm going to recruit you. I've cut a couple 5 stars that had us first on our list because they were from South Carolina or the other side of the country. I take that into account because, let's be honest, it doesn't make sense for a dude that's a 5-star wide receiver from South Carolina to not go to Clemson or, Georgia or something like that. So, I like to keep it realistic. But let's look at our board here. So, David Thompson, top guy on our board, 5-star, number 1 wideout from Washington. So, that's why he's on our board, right? 5'11", 174. He's good. He's definitely a 5-star, worthy receiver. You see the speed he's got there. Good catching, route running's, where's route running? Yeah, route running's really good. That's right, 82. Not very elusive, but, that's what I like in a slot receiver typically, but he's solid. He's got the speed. He's pretty fast. Elusiveness isn't the end of the world, but he's definitely a 5-star caliber player, I would say. We've been slipping to Indiana this whole time, which is just the most random school to be going after him, but, it is what it is. Behind him, we have another really highly recruited guy here, Jared Hemphill, strong safety. I love my strong safeties. We put 2 or 3 into the league, and every year we just have very good strong safety play, so we've had a lot of Thorpe winners as well, so I'm not surprised he's feeling us. He's from San Diego. It's a pipeline state, so yeah, we're going to go after him. In fact, let me take care of these visits. That'll be easy. We've got 5 ready, so Jared's actually one of those, and we'll bring him in for this Arizona game here. Not sure why we can't do that earlier, but whatever. We have Oh, no, that's right. We don't have a home game for a minute now. D-end here, I definitely need a D-end. He's solid. He's from California. We'll get into him. Lionel Hill is a gem tackle. He went up +9. John Thompson from Michigan, my home state, so I really like that. John Thomas, rather. And I play with the free safety, so I'm really feeling him if we can get him. He's solid. Let's take a look at him. And this Jamal Bell is good, too. But Casey Williamson from Alabama, it's an interesting pipeline state for us, but I won't complain about having it. 6'5", 260, so kind of a bigger guy. Number 11, pass rusher, 4-star. He's got good speed, good movement. You see the 84, 83 power finesse, solid tackle, good pursuit. So I like all of those things. And I'm only trying to bring in like one DN because I bring 1 or 2 in every year. So if we could bring him in to boost our, depth, that'd be great. And then maybe he'll be the guy going forward. Now this Lionel Hill, 6'6", 288 from California, Santa Monica. Look at this dude. He went up 9 overall. A gem tackle. Those are the kind of guys I'm talking about right there. The dudes that get under-recruited. But it looks like, UCLA's not sleeping on him either. We're playing them this week, so hopefully we can, kick their butt and then, sway them our way. I did say I need a corner, so I got 2 on the board. The first one here, Jesse Bailey, 5'11", 185. I've never seen so many white corners. It's insane. Another California kid. It's obviously a pipeline state. Can't go wrong with Cali as a pipeline. Really fast. He could tackle very well. He could tackle at a safety caliber level with 63, 62. Good coverage as well. 80, 87 down there. Let's see. Any other notable things? I'm trying to see awareness, but it's not on here. Play rec 82. That's big. And he's also got an offer from Iowa. Interesting. Free safety, like I said, the guy from Michigan here. 6'1", 205, John Thomas. If we can get this kid, I'm be happy. Look at the speed. 91, 98 excel, 86 tackle, 81 hit power. He could probably play linebacker if he wanted to. At 205, he's not that far off weight-wise. He could be like a Jabril Peppers, Viper kind of guy. Man coverage, zone coverage don't matter if you're a safety because I just literally, 2-man under, and then I'm all over the field. Yeah, I'd love it if we can get this guy. But look at his offer list. FSU, Louisiana Tech, Northern Illinois, Ohio. So not super impressive, but he's got a lot of schools going after him, especially from the Midwest there. Next up, Matt Thomas. I definitely need a Mike linebacker. This guy's from Florida. We've recruited Florida pretty well in the past, so this isn't too out of our, range. 6'0", 227, good size. Great speed, 85, 89. Tackle hit power are excellent. He's got to work on his zone coverage because I play a lot of zone with the linebackers. Usually it's user, so that's not a huge deal. I can kind of make up for that. Agility's pretty good. So, yeah, he's a solid player. Offers from A&M and Arkansas. So, yeah, he's definitely getting some looks. D-tackle I need, and Ohio football players are very good. So, Matt Haynes, we're going to try and dip into the Buckeye State and steal him out of there. He's solid. The big things for D tackles are, just the moves, honestly. 79. He's got to work on that finesse move. Play rec's pretty good. Very just solid tackler. You got to be able to tackle, obviously. Offers from the U and South Carolina. So Matt Haynes definitely getting some looks. Moving on, though, Jamal Bell. This guy is someone we're going to battle with Washington, too. Tooth and nail. From Harvard Point, 6'0", 202. He can play so many different positions. Just look at this. 89 speed, 91 excels. That automatically puts him in a great spot. He can tackle very well at 68, 66. He can cover. Man coverage is okay. So, I'm thinking with 202, he's basically a safety or a corner. He's a little bit too small to play linebacker, I would think. But he can also play receiver here. You see the catching, the route running, the carrying. He could probably play running back too, honestly. Now that I think about it. 86, so listen, yeah. So this dude could do it all. The big thing is you just got to get him on your roster, and then you can figure out where you want to play him, So you don't want to fantasize too much, and you're not going to get him. Next up, a linebacker from Nevada. Just solid. Pretty slow, but, he can play Mike or something. We'll figure it out. We just got to get him. Jeremy Davis from Oklahoma. We've gotten some good players from Oklahoma in the past. Chad Melton is one if you're hip to the games here. Number 92 D-tackle. He's slower as well. He can tackle very well. So 2 guys that I'll bring in and see where I want to put them. I usually like faster outside linebackers because, they got to cover those out routes and, the tight ends and all that. Mike linebackers, usually it's just the running backs and, plugging gaps and run support. It's not a huge deal. Speaking of Mikes, though, Brent Williams, who's really not feeling us. Damn, we were in first last week, I think. And the reason why I really want this guy, he's a gem, for one. And 2 is he's from Oregon, and I like to get those in-state guys. We really haven't had that many, to be quite honest with you. He's really feeling Boise State, even though we just humiliated them on live television. Tackle here, not feeling us. Not going to cover him too much. Man, linemen really aren't feeling us. But Carl Wilson here. I'll go over a couple more guys from California. He's a pretty solid player, honestly. I know his overall's a little low, but 91 speed, 86 excel. He can carry well. Catching is the one thing in route running he's got to work on, but he's a developmental prospect who I think we can, bring in. We haven't offered him yet. Bring in and just let him chill for a year or two, get ready to play, and then he'll burst on the scene, Fresno offered him, so we're going to be battling them, it appears. Second corner on the list here, Jabari Marquardt. It's a popular name in the NCAA. 5'9", 171. And he's another guy that's pretty fast. He can tackle pretty well. He's got to work on his coverage. But this is a guy, another developmental prospect, right? He can come in, redshirt, wait a year or two. We're not pressed to put him in immediately when he gets here, right? So I don't mind bringing a couple of those guys in every year. Offer from Fresno, so much like the wide receiver here, Wilson, we're going to be battling them. Need a fullback, so we got one on here. He's from Oregon, so that's that's nice. And we just brought in an 80 overall fullback last cycle. He's the head of our Wildcat, and he's a solid receiver. He's pretty fast, so I like dudes that he's 71 speed, 76 excel, so not great, but he can move, right? So I like to have guys that can do that. And then everybody else, I will talk about Bill here, another wide receiver from Alabama. Another low overall guy, but the thing that intrigues me the most about him, 6'3", 215. He's already got 90 speed, only 75 excel, but if he redshirts and waits a couple of years, another developmental guy, he could be huge for us on the outside, just playing basketball out there, throwing him jump balls, boom, 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 and he's going up and getting them. So that's what excites me about him. We'll see if we can bring him in. We're in the lead right now. We're looking good. It's kind of one of those guys that people are not going to offer really want, but we see the talent and the potential that he has. And another Alabama guy here, outside linebacker, still, kind of slow. Another developmental prospect from Alabama. Any other offers? Ole Miss, interesting. Okay. And then last one here, Derek Williams, Mike linebacker from Washington, 5'11", 242. Good speed, good tackle, much better speed. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of feeling him the most besides that Florida middle linebacker, and Nevada offered him. So that's kind of an in-depth look at our board right now. I might cut some of these guys next week because, as you can see, we're down on a couple of them, so we'll figure it out. But I'm going to leave the board as it is for now. We got 5 guys visiting in a couple weeks, and, we'll figure it out from there. But looking good.